development. Good morning, dear friends. I appreciate an opportunity to speak to you and be with you at this forum. I am 5,000 kilometers away from you. Traditionally, we see a lot of European guests speak in a different fora, and that's the right thing to do because we are a European state and we should get integrated into Europe. But let me share some of the ideas with you. That's the ideas that are visible from this long distance from where I am. 100 days of the war changed not only Ukraine, but the entire world. Geopolitically, ours and not ours is defined by the attitude of governments and states, the attitude to Ukraine. Ukraine has become a landmark of the world policy, and it was caused by the unprecedented bravery of Ukrainian army, leadership of President Zelensky, resilience of our cities, towns, resilience of our banking system, your resilience, not only in Europe, but in Japan, that seemed to be kind of, different and distant from the processes that are developing in Central Europe. Here in Japan, everybody knows about Mariupol, Bucha, Kharkiv, Chernihiv, and I keep hearing about that from local politicians, national politicians, from local authorities. I keep hearing their admiration of your efforts, how amidst the war in the country embattled, in the face of atrocities and war crimes committed by Russian orcs, our cities keep living, our people are surviving, our people come back to their hometowns to revive their towns and communities. Ukraine is in the center of the world, and we are the essence of the unity of civilized states in the face of the order that is a threat to everybody. And it's a threat not only to European states, but to Asian states as well. We need to take advantage of this situation to make sure that we develop and establish the country we are dreaming about. We had representatives of Europe speaking today, and let me underscore that there is a close integration between Japan and the EU institutions. Japan is playing a crucial role in all financial international organizations, whether that's the IMF or the World Bank or EBRD. So the position of Japan is really important. That's an integral element of the efforts of civilized community to stop this war and revive Ukraine. Everything that is happening in Ukraine is the things that are studied internationally. And here in Asia, not only in Japan, but in other countries, everywhere, everybody keeps a close eye on what is happening in Ukraine, because that's a showcase of resistance, of indomitability of Ukrainians in their fight for Kyiv, for Kharkiv, how we are reviving the devastated towns and cities. On the other hand, I would like to share 3 specific examples with you to be practical. Well, preparing for this address, I watched a movie, an HK Corporation, about the earthquake of 2012. That was the most disastrous earthquake as of recent times. That was a documentary that showed that as a result of 9 grade earthquake, tsunami reached 14 meters height. In the course of several hours, dozens of towns, villages were destroyed. 18,000 people were killed. A large area was contaminated with seawater. They stopped being arable lands. Large number of companies as well as infrastructural objects were completely destroyed, and how quickly it was revived. It was a real miracle. Those who eyewitnessed that share their stories. It was based on the principles that the previous speaker spoke about. So a special element of Japanese business that provides for really high social responsibility, corporate responsibility, the importance of local elements, the attitude of mayors to the needs of people and the responsibility of mayors to meet that needs. That allowed for this quick recovery. While I was watching this film, this documentary, I thought we are sure to follow this example and to revive the country. In the morning, I had a meeting with 13 mayors of Japan. That's one of the dozens of the meetings that I have on a regular basis. So let me pass over to you their warm words of support and their readiness to support you and assist you in recovery and get actively engaged in the processes European friends spoke about today. They admire Ukrainian resistance and they are sure that Ukraine will prevail. And it's not just Japan, but the entire diplomatic corps is working on everyday basis to use the central role Ukraine has in geopolitics today to make sure that it will be used for revival of Ukraine, for returning Ukrainian economy on the developing track. Yesterday, I had a meeting with the CEOs of Mitsubishi, Hitachi, and other major corporations. You know what we spoke about? That's what they raised. That's a restoration of Azovstal, Kremenchuk oil refinery. That's Lviv industrial cluster. That's production of equipment in Dnipro and Kharkiv. And it's not just to make an impression. They can do that. That was a sign that very quickly will create condition that will enable international business of this rank to come to Ukraine and to help us, on the other hand, to restore, revive our cities and our companies, enterprises. On the other hand, this will be a new qualitative level that they will be revived. And there will be proud not only of the way we defended our motherland, but will be proud of the country that we restored. I support Arisa, who spoke about the importance of culture. I would like to tell you that in Japan, we know that it's the country of the future when it comes to technologies, but here they are really sensitive in preserving and developing their culture. And the number of concerts to support Ukraine is really impressive. I could never imagine that before. The number of the libraries, of the schools, in schools and Japanese universities, there are real libraries, not computers, but books. So the libraries are filled with books. They read books and they believe that that's the way to the real future. The orcs, Russian orcs burned our books, and that means that Russia doesn't have future. If you look at the attitude to traditional arts here, in every small town, in every city, they will be proud of telling you of the art they are developing and contributing to prosperity. So the entire world is proud of you and will revive our country, our cities. We have to remember that we have a lot to be proud of. We have a lot to share with the world and to borrow from the world. Glory to Ukraine.